Let's talk about why you should subscribe to ProFootballFocus. At ProFootballFocus, we grade every player, every play, every game. By tracking and grading every player on every play, we determine, in all facets of the game, who played well and who didn't. Not just for the glamour positions, but for all positions. We go beyond just what the stat sheet says, and determine the context of a statistic. By judging players on whether they made a positive or negative football play, we effectively bring intelligence to raw statistics. Let's take a look at what this data looks like if you were to subscribe to the premium stats section of the site. Start by logging in with your username and password, and then click on the Premium Stats tab. The first screen you'll see is a page with every NFL team and their collective grades in major offensive and defensive categories. You can sort by clicking on the respective category, and when you find the team you want to explore further, give them a click. From here, you'll have the option to look at cumulative stats or stats by individual games. When you choose to look at a specific game, you can look at unique stats like snap counts, ProFootballFocus grades, and even get incredible looks at things like passing stats by direction, the running lanes most commonly attacked, or complete receiver stats, even by matchup. On the defensive side of the ball are many of the same sorting options, including detailed coverage analysis like how many times a defensive back was targeted, how many yards they allowed, and even what the quarterback's rating was when throwing to that defensive back. When you look at the cumulative stats, you see all of the same by-game data collected in one place. Just some of the unique defensive stats you can sort by include ProFootballFocus grades, quarterback sacks, hits, and pressures, and even missed tackles. Not only do we have the most complete look at NFL players, but the navigation through all of this data is seamless and intuitive. If you find a player you want to explore further, just give them a click. On the player page, you can find weekly summaries of their performances by grade, or look at each of their weekly performances with complete detail below the graph. With quarterbacks, you can also see a breakdown of where the quarterback has the most success throwing and the other areas where they're not so hot. We even keep stats on how blitzes and pressures affect the quarterback compared to their performance when no pressure is generated. The defensive player breakdown includes the same weekly performance chart, but for players like linebackers, you can also see a breakdown of how they perform in coverage. Like how many times they were targeted, touchdowns allowed, and quarterback rating against them. If you want to look positionally rather than by team, click the By Position tab and choose the position you want to look at. Here you can filter the list by players who have played a certain percentage of their team snaps, or by team. Want to find the league leaders in different categories? Just click the one that you want to sort by. Targets, yards after catch, drop passes, it's all here. And like we said earlier, it's not just for glamorous positions. Offensive linemen, meet your stat line. Sort by any category of ProFootballFocus grade, or even by sacks, hits, and pressures allowed. Have someone specific you're looking for? Just click the By Player tab and type the name directly into the search bar. From here you can jump directly into their player page. You might think we'd end there, but new for the 2011 season will be the Signature Stats section. We've developed our signature stats, like elusivity rating and deep passing, after years of watching every snap of every season. This year, instead of having to wait for an article about them, you'll have convenient access to all of our one-of-a-kind statistics by simply clicking the Signature Stats tab. ProFootballFocus. Every game, every player, every play. More stats than you can handle, for a price that you can.